Starting soon. Live. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Mike and Lauren Live. Make sure this is muted. It is muted.
It is muted because I reminded you to do that already.
Yes. Hi, everyone, this evening.
Again, hello.
2 hellos in one show. How nice is that? Quick note. We are having a thunderstorm, so A, if we have a power outage, we don't have a backup plan. So we'll just post this broadcast has been canceled. And B, because of the thunderstorm, you may hear some rain in the background. It seems to have quieted down.
Yeah, it kind of roars up a little bit, though.
Yeah. So if you hear any noises, that's what it is. So, how many weeks ago was Life with Mike?
I don't know. We should have looked that up.
That would have been good to know. Probably 3 or 4 weeks, I would think.
I guess more than that.
More than 3 or 4 weeks?
I really don't know that.
Did an episode called Life with Mike. It's a live show, like tonight. By the way, if this is your first time, this is a live show. Go check out one of our shorter videos. Also, if it's your first time, there's a little chat box to the right of the screen. Please send us your questions and comments and hold your concerns. But questions and comments are great.
I don't know. I would like to hear concerns.
Well, it's funny because we just posted the make your own copper cup out of the 3/4 inch pipe.
There were a lot of concerns.
Everyone seems to know. Yeah, everyone seems to know something about solder, and that lead is. I think I counted up. Last I checked, I don't even know. Was it like 12 or 15 people commented on how I should use lead-free solder?
One in Spanish.
Yes, which I don't think you can even buy lead-based solder at Home Depot anymore. So thank you all for your concern, but I think it was safe to drink from. I thought it was just funny that everyone that I showed that video to, even Liz, the first thing she said, did you use lead-based solder? I don't know.
That's
very funny.
Whatevs, you know.
Why did we say that?
Concerns.
Oh yeah, hold your concerns. Yeah, in general, I would say hold your concerns.
Okay,
or
hold
not.
your concerns.
What are we talking about tonight, though, for real?
Life with Lauren, which it's really not Life with Lauren, because this, I don't think it's going to be as entertaining as Mike's Life with Mike video was, because it's not really about the same sort of idea. And I apologize, my thoughts are probably going to be all jumbly and all over the place.
Jumbly?
Jumbly.
Jumble Sale? You guys watch Derek on Netflix? I like that show with Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, he's good. Jumble Sale.
If you watch it, Jumble Sale.
Jumble Sale. Someone asked me a few months ago what my feelings are about all of this, our whole plan for financial independence, you know, kind of what we're doing, and I thought it was an interesting question because no one had ever really asked me that before.
Well, you want to tell them who it was?
Oh, it was Jim Collins.
From JL Collins NH. We went up to Wisconsin to film a bunch of videos, like kind of a, you know his stock series that he has on his website where he basically goes from start to finish how to invest? We went up and got it all on film. So we were still working on that. I've got it edited. Mm-hmm. Got the voiceovers almost done, and we're about to start animations. Anyways.
Well, and Jim also told me that he did not think that I speak enough on the channel, so here you go. You're probably going to be sick of me.
The floor is yours.
The floor is mine. So where it kind of started, though, was going back to, Mike and I have known each other 15 years now. 14 years. A while. But we've been dating for 10, and so Mike got into this whole finance thing pretty early on in our relationship. I was probably 17 when you started reading Dave Ramsey and stuff like that.
Well, I was 17, so how old were you then?
15 then.
Yeah.
15, 16. But so I didn't grow up in a family that was super savers. We're super savers, and that's actually, someone commented on that yesterday on one of our videos, which I thought was interesting that they commented right before we were going to talk about this. But so my family, we weren't super savers, and my mom works in the medical field here in Florida with geriatrics, which there are a lot of here, and she makes.
What does that word mean? I don't know what that word means.
It's like old people.
Geriatrics means old people?
I think so. My mom does
anybody know?
Geriatric work.
If Lauren's mom is on, will you tell us what geriatrics?
She's not on.
Okay.
And if she was on, she wouldn't know how to figure out the chat.
I'm sorry I interrupted. Your mom works in geriatrics, old people.
Yes. So my mom makes really nice money. I grew up not spoiled, but sort of spoiled. I got a brand new car when I turned 16 and got really nice gifts for Christmas and birthdays. But I never took it for granted. I never expected those things. It was just always nice when it was there. And so,
well, let me pause you there. I don't think yes, you did get a brand new car, but it wasn't like you got like a brand new car sized thing every year.
No, I didn't.
That's just the example you used.
Like I had a Tiffany necklace when I turned 13 and things like that.
Okay.
So nothing ridiculous. Not a car-sized gift every year.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes. Thank you. But so I always grew up getting not always what I wanted, but a lot.
We have confirmation. Geriatrics means old people. Thank you guys.
So I grew up not needing or wanting anything. I never had a job as a teenager. I never needed one. My parents just kind of bought me things. But I was always a good saver. When I got cash for like birthdays or Christmas, I was good at saving it. I wouldn't just go out and spend it on ridiculous things. I would save it. But the whole thing is that, and I actually had a conversation with my mom about this yesterday before I said we were going to talk about this. Even though she made really, really nice money, we spent it all. And whether it was on my sister and I or a vacation, it was paycheck to paycheck. You know, after we went on a big trip, we had to save for a while after. And so at a young age, I realized I was getting these things that I wanted, but at what cost? What was I missing out on, and how much work was my mom having to do to make up for that?
Because your mom basically does 2 full-time jobs, more or less.
She works at 4 different companies.
Right, but I mean, like, she would work...
She works 60-hour weeks.
Right. But she takes on the amount of patients that, like, 2 people normally would.
Right. So my mom works hard, and she goes home, and last night she did paperwork until 10 o'clock. Right. Now, that's not every night. She's been really busy because this is our season in Florida.
Just gonna take a drink of water.
And take a drink of water. It's actually really hot up here with these lights. I'm not used to talking this much.
Sorry. Gosh, I'm so bad at interrupting. Real quick, how are the lights? Let us know in the comments. I added a backlight. Go ahead.
You know, you give me a hard time for interrupting you.
Yeah, go ahead. And there's rain.
There's rain, of course. Okay, so, but I realized at a young age that I was getting these things, but at what cost? And so when Mike first started talking about, you know, Dave Ramsey and Financial Peace and, you know, all these random books he was reading, I thought it was interesting, but I wasn't interested. At a 16, 17-year-old age, it wasn't something I was interested in. But as he kind of expanded on it more, it became something that I again connected the dots and thought about what our lives could look like if we decided to live frugally and save, you know, a good percentage of our income, not 50, not 75%. That never crossed my mind. And even, I'm not going to lie, when Mike first brought up saving 75% of our income a year ago, I thought he was crazy. We always saved, but I wasn't interested in that amount of saving.
Well, we've always, looking back on our mint from the past 4 years, we've saved over 60% our entire marriage without trying.
But then the 75 seemed...
Yeah. Anyways.
Rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, my backlight.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. I lost my train of thought there. Where was I going?
Your mom. Living paycheck to paycheck, 75%.
Yeah, so 75%. So it kind of came naturally for me to start to think about what my future would look like, what our future would look like, and how our work lives would look. And my mom is fantastic. I talk to her at least 5 times a day, and she lives 20 minutes away. But she works so much that she wasn't always there, and she made it a point to be there, and she was always fantastic to drive us around, but I want to be able to be there with our kids, and I don't know, I want to be able to spend more time with them. So it was hard for me to imagine. I guess this is how I am with most things. I don't have to be talked into something. I need a little bit of time to adjust to it. So Mike mentioned something, I'm not on board and not interested, and then I warm up to the idea. Would you agree?
Yes. Sometimes I have to actually, like, physically warm you up, like, with a blowtorch, but yeah. Like,
blowtorch?
Some sort of warming device, a heater, space heater.
Why? Like what?
I'm just really hooked on this RV thing.
I told you, let's do
I'm just
it.
kidding. I'm kidding about the RV thing. No, about really anything. I mean, starting the YouTube.
No.
You were not completely on board, especially not for doing financial stuff.
I question that.
Yeah. And for Europe, were you on board for
Definitely.
Europe immediately?
Definitely.
The whole not planning the trip part?
I was okay with not planning. I at least wanted to plan the first night. Mike wouldn't. I just wanted to book a hostel for the night we arrived in Europe, and he didn't want to do that. That was the only time I got not happy.
So where were you planning on ending tonight? What was the point of your story?
I don't know, I guess, and we've kind of touched on it. I think it was in polarizing purchases, was it? I don't remember. The whole living paycheck to paycheck you can make $30,000 a year and you can make $300,000 a year, and you always want to reach just outside your limit. And so it's kind of breaking that cycle. And I talked to my mom about this yesterday and telling her kind of our plans for today's show. And she said, you know, if it would help someone, and my mom's really gotten much better. And she says she's learned a lot from Mike and has been putting a lot of money away recently. She's wised up to wanting to retire. But she said if someone could learn from this, that, you know, it's the experiences that you remember. And she said she'd rather focus on things like that than...
What do you mean?
Like vacations and going out to dinner, which we are very lucky. My mom will take us out to dinner a few times a month, and vacation every year.
We have a cruise.
In March.
Yeah. Do we have one this year?
Yeah, in
When?
February.
Did we? So it's like once a year she'll take us on a cruise?
Yeah, so we're very lucky, but she says she'd rather spend her money on those kinds of things and still be able to save than to just blow it all year long and live paycheck to paycheck.
So what, I mean, without telling people how much she's making, it's more than 6 figures, right? So living paycheck to paycheck, more than 6 figures, and then obviously we are in a fraction of that, living much less than paycheck to paycheck. What would you tell people who are living paycheck to paycheck at making that kind of money? That's kind of Mr. Money Mustache's target audience, I think, is like the high income earners that are still living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, what would I say to those people?
Yeah. As a child, would you have appreciated your mom more around?
Probably. I think
and
I
less
would
things?
have. Less things. My mom being around more often. I really had a nice child. And my mom she grew up a very similar way. My grandpa was a dentist, and so in talking to her, she said she grew up the exact same way, which is funny. So I guess I'm breaking the mold. But I would have liked for her to be around more often, and just not to worry about things, you know? As a kid, I felt like I was worrying about what my mom could buy and couldn't buy, and I felt that pressure on me to turn things down, or it was just kind of hard sometimes.
I don't get that. What do you mean?
Well, when I would know that if we went shopping and she was offering to buy all these things, but I knew how tight it would make money for her until her next pay, or when she would ask to wait until she got her next paycheck, that was still... I don't know. I felt that pressure on me. I felt bad. Like I was doing something wrong. Like I shouldn't have been spending the money.
And so how does it play in... What are the love languages again? Because your mom...
My mom's gift giving.
And my mom as well is a gift giving love language. So how does that play into... What is yours? I don't remember.
Mine is quality time and words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation?
You are acts of service.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I would think that's actually pretty right.
Yeah, because you are.
Yeah.
Because you're acts of service.
So anyways, as someone who is a gift giver by nature, which is kind of funny to me, is it a generational thing? Because your mom, my mom, Ryan's mom...
No, Ryan's mom is not.
No?
No! Becky's words of encouragement.
Oh, really?
And,
So maybe not. My theory is completely shot.
Quality time.
I had 3 anecdotal. Anyways.
Actually, Becky and Larry are you and I.
Huh.
Kind of funny.
Weird. So, close it up.
Close it up.
As a gift giver, what would you say? Like, how do you combat that?
I mean, I don't know as a gift giver. That's not me. It's hard for me to answer for someone else.
What would you say to those people out there?
You don't have to do it. It's such a stupid thing to say, but you don't. Your kid's gonna love you no matter what, and it's not worth the energy or the emotional stress. Just know that you'll have time later if you just work at it now. And I look forward to raising our kids this way. I think it'll be really interesting to raise kids that value things more, I think, than the generation that's being raised.
Okay, that's Lauren's story.
Sort of.
You guys have any questions or comments? Let us know on the right. And what do we have coming up this week? Friday, for financial video, I have a couple of ideas. I I was thinking about a new segment, and I did not plan this at all with Lauren. I got to open up the tab to even see if we can get to it. I was thinking about we could have a little segment at the end of every show where we tell this week's video ideas that we had, because we have this list that is just growing into the hundreds. And so we'll share a couple from this week, and then whichever ones pop out at you, let us know in the comments. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. I didn't talk to her at all about this. So these are the ones we had in the past like 4 or 5 days. First one is how and why to set goals.
What? Where are you looking? Oh, how and okay.
How and why to set goals. So I think that would be a good one because I think it's probably maybe the most important thing you could probably
Setting
do.
goals?
Yeah.
I think so.
And pretty much no one really does. And how can you expect to get somewhere if you don't have a goal? So I think that would be a good one. There's no shortcuts to wealth. I think this would be interesting that that personal development is so closely tied to wealth building. And the example is the lottery. Like if that's why you have so many lottery winners that are broke so close after, because they don't have the skills or the habits to maintain that wealth.
Right.
That could be a good one. This one I definitely want to do at some point because I think it's important, is that we're paid for our value, not our time. So like everyone thinks of how much are you paid per hour and, you know, how can you earn more money? Well, the way to do that is you have to increase your value. You can't create more hours in the day. No matter how hard you try, you can't work more than, 18 hours a day at the very most. But you could double your value, you could triple your value. Your upside for creating more value is unlimited. And I need to check back. Going back, what else do I have? Let's do one more. Oh, I actually like this one. Getting excited about discipline. And instead of, constantly like searching for the result, learning to get excited about, basically get excited about when you make your savings goal or when you make your calorie goal or something like that. And get excited about, or even just like going to the gym every day, like getting excited about the actual process of getting to a goal instead of just constantly just chasing this result. Those are my ideas. What do you guys think? Which one would you like to see on Friday? Because Friday, those are all financial ideas. For Sunday, we were thinking redoing our Why Do We YouTube video, since that one, the audio was so bad. I really think that's an important video to have on our channel, and I'm really, really mad that the audio was all screwed up on that. So I think we're going to delete that one and remake it in a short, like 3 or 4 minutes. Would you guys hate that? Would you love it? Let me know. Really bad connection. What's your favorite hobby, Lauren?
Ooh, hobby? Oh, that's a hard question. Have your hobbies changed since you've been saving 60%?
Yes, and have your hobbies changed since you've been saving 60 plus?
I don't know. What kind of hobbies do I have? Is Pinterest a hobby? Just kidding. I don't know.
What's your hobbies?
I like teaching kids. Is that a hobby?
Could be a hobby.
I like doing that. I kind of do that in my free time.
Yeah. Yeah, what was your hobbies as a teenager? What did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do?
Like, I don't know, kids
What did
play
you do?
baseball.
You played instruments.
I played music.
I know what you
built
did. Leave
things,
me alone.
I did businesses.
I did a lot of sports when I was younger, but then when I was like in middle school and high school, I did teenage girls stuff. I hung out with like friends.
Like, oh my gosh.
Like, oh my gosh.
Okay, so not very much apparently.
I'm boring. I told you this is gonna be boring.
Yeah.
I like goals. Ooh, he likes the goals.
Goals one. Any other takers for the why and how to set goals video? Okay, and we did it again at 17 minutes. I want to try keeping these to 10 minutes, and we want to do more planned out. We've tried this thing where we don't plan at all, and it's working okay. I like that it's kind of completely honest and open and blah, blah, blah. But I feel like it gets a little boring at times, so I want to try doing like segments where we have this every week and this every week, and then shorten it to 10 or 12 minutes, because looking at the analytics on the other side,
more people.
10 minutes is the max you'll watch the show. I can tell you right now, like down to the second, no matter if the show is 17 minutes or 27 minutes, 10 minutes is the most that every single show we've had has been in between 9 and 10 minutes. So we're going to try and shorten it up a little bit, see what happens. But I think that's it.
Yeah, as the thunder rolls in,
Yep.
let's cut it out.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks.
We'll see you Friday. We're probably going to be doing goals, and Sunday will probably be why we do YouTube, maybe something completely different. Who knows?
Who knows?
Bye.
Bye.